call the Thursday, September 9th legislative meeting session. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden.
Present.
Herbert Yurden is excused. Edward Gilson.
Here.
David Holes.
Here.
Roy Rehill.
Here.
John Martino is excused. Bradley Trudell.
Here.
Paul House.
Here.
James Weatherup.
Here.
Mary Ellen Chesbro.
Present.
Linda Lockwood.
Here.
Richard Klein.
Present.
Patrick Twist.
Here.
Stephen Walpole.
Here.
Nathan Emmons.
Here.
Thomas Drum.
Here.
Lori Magano.
Here.
Robert Wilmot.
Here.
Marie Shaw.
Here.
Tim Stahl.
Here.
Terry Wilbur.
Here.
James Karasik.
Here.
Morris Cerbello.
Here.
Mark Greco.
Here.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Would Legislator Ralph Stacy lead us in the invocation?
Heavenly Creator, we ask that you grant us wisdom and clarity so we may be effective representatives of the people in these chambers. Even if we have different opinions, give us unity of spirit. Help us to each listen politely and attentively as others share their points of view. Help us to work as a unified legislature in combining ideas for a greater outcome. Help us to work as a whole in the name of the people we represent rather than as individuals trying to promote their own agendas. May we have a spirit of camaraderie in this room and work together for the common good of our greater county and community. Amen.
Amen.
I'd also ask Mr. Chairman for a moment of silence in honor of the 21st anniversary of the September 11th attacks for those we lost. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Just prior, or minutes of the Oswego County Legislators' regular meeting on August 12th. I believe we've all had a chance to review. Moved, so moved. Any objections? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Just prior to the meeting, we had a couple proclamations for Literacy Month, actual, and then National Preparedness Month. We also recognize Ainsley Bigelow from the New York State Youth Council and Valerie Williams, DSS caseworker for 4 years. Now I'm going to differ slightly from the program. Betsy? Betsy's been with us for 10 years. I need a big speech. We got to get back to work.
Okay.
Thank you. Introduction to visitors. Legislator Wilbur. There are none. Thank you. Any public speakers on resolutions of the day? There are none. Thank you. Reports of county officials. Reports of standing committees. Reports of special committees. Thank you. Moving on to resolutions. Resolution GC1 by Legislator Holt.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution urgent adoption.
Will the 10-year-old employee read the resolution?
Resolution authorizing the transfer of tax foreclosed properties to the Oswego County Land Bank Corporation.
This is property for all purchase for $1 each. There's 7 properties. Hopefully they won't get back on our tax rolls soon.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor and 0 opposed.
Thank you. Resolution GC2 by Legislator Holt.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution urgent adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution establishing the 2021 county equalization rates for towns and cities within Oswego County.
We have all the rates listed in our paperwork. A lot of our down were. You can go here.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution GC3 by legislator Holmes.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution approving and confirming the sale and transfer of certain foreclosed tax property pursuant to RPTL 1166.
No properties that have been sold due to legal issues or accident. Taxes and penalties have all been paid.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution GC4 by legislator Holmes.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing and approving a settlement agreement in connection with the matter of County of Oswego versus Purdue Pharma.
And this is for the distributors of opioid, and we have a chance of collecting from $2,307,000 down to $4,666,000, depending on how the case goes out.
Yes, thank you. We've all been briefed by the county attorney. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving on to public safety, resolution PS2 or PS1 by legislator Wilbur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution, urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution accepting grant from the Oswego County ATV Club, Inc. regarding enhanced ATV safety and enforcement.
This is accepting $1,000 from the Oswego ATV Club to the Sheriff's Department for increased or enhanced ATV patrols and safety checks along county trails and roads.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution PS2 by legislator Wilbur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
A resolution designating special patrol officers as deputy sheriffs part-time within the Oswego County Sheriff's Office.
What we're doing in this resolution is designated, the appointed special patrol officers is designated as deputy sheriffs so they can possess the powers and authority of that position.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving now to human services. Resolution HS1 by legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract RFP 21-DSS-001 consumer directed in-home care.
There's actually a mistake in the heading, but not in the body. The RFP is correct, the number, but it should read OFA for Office of the Aging instead of DSS. So to begin with, I'd like to offer amendment to it.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to amend. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor on amending?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Back to the...
Thank you. So the RFP is awarded to the single group that responded. That's to Arise. They've done an excellent job for us in the past. This is a proposed price of $19.84 an hour for in-home care.
Thank you. Legislator Crafton.
I'll be excusing myself.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, 1 abstained, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving now, resolution HS2 by legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Department of Social Services, Employment and Training to transfer funds into temporary and part-time wages.
And this one's correct. It's a budget neutral, moving of money from $9,900 for temporary part-time wages.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HS3 by Legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Youth Bureau, additional 2021 New York State aid runway homeless youth.
This corrects the budget. This is money from New York State, budget neutral, $20,057.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HS4 by Legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Youth Bureau, additional 2021 New York State aid youth development.
This is in the amount of $12,751.07.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving to Economic Development and Planning, Legislator Stahl with Resolution EP1.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring this resolution forward and I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Department of Community Development, Tourism and Planning, Public Transportation Funds.
This is some additional monies we're adding to the budget, almost $851,000, thanks and mostly in part to the efforts of our mobility manager and our community development office. These funds are going to be used for public transportation purposes.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution EP2 by Legislator Stahl.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring this resolution forward and I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution submitting comment to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration regarding its draft management plan and draft environmental impact study for the proposed Lake Ontario National Marine Sanctuary, docket number NOAA-NOS-2021-0050.
Yes, so as we've discussed multiple times in here, thanks to the effort from many on our staff, including our administrator, we are in the public comments section of the National Marine Sanctuary designation. So this is just a resolution that kind of voices our encouragement of this project and asks them to continue on with it.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving now to Health Committee. Legislator Karasik, HE1.
Mr. Chairman, fellow legislators, I bring the following resolution for your consideration.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Health Department, 2021, Article 6, State Aid Incentive Award.
So this award is for $21,893. It will be used for preventative vaccines for children, purchase of STD medications, purchase of immunization clinic and supplies for COVID.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HE2 by Legislator Karasik.
Mr. Chairman, fellow legislators, I bring forward the resolution for your consideration.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing creation of 1 temporary position in the Health Department.
So we are losing our senior accountant after many years. This is a very intricate position, requires a lot of detail, and so therefore, the health department would like to replace with the person that will end up taking that position. The period will last from October 4th of this year through January 21st of '22.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HE3 by legislator Carrasco.
Mr. Chairman, fellow legislators, I bring forward this resolution for your consideration.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Health Department, cost of spraying to control disease-carrying mosquitoes.
As I'm sure a few people have probably noticed, mosquitoes are really rampant this year. Unfortunately, some of them are carrying disease. We've had 3 horses die. We want to do the spraying. The way that it works in the state of New York is we pay for it, and then the state of New York reimburses us. So these are the funds to put together the spraying. I also want to make a comment that you'll see some delays in this because the actual chemicals used to put this together are in short supply. Maybe we can get volunteers to drive to Texas and pick some up for us, but we will get it sooner or later, and then we can get the spraying done.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving now to infrastructure, facilities, and technology, legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion to move IT1 through IT6 as a block.
Second. May I have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Legislator Wilbur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion to waive the rules for GC5, HE4, FP1, and FP2.
Second.
May I have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution GC5 by legislator Holt.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution approving a bankruptcy plan with Malincott PLC et al. In regard to the matter of County of Oswego versus Purdue Pharma et al.
If anybody has any questions, county attorney can answer on that subject.
Last this guy?
The bankruptcy plan is recommended to be approved by Simmons Hanley Conroy in my office. The attachments were about 1,000 pages. There's one copy that's been printed out with the email of the attachments if you wish to review them. But our recommendation is to approve the plan. If we don't vote to approve the plan, the county's sort of on its own with bankruptcy. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HE4 by legislator Carrasco.
Mr. Chairman, fellow legislators, I present the resolution for your consideration.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing creation of 2 temporary positions in the Health Department.
So these are 2 account clerk temporary positions that will be working with the financial piece of the COVID. And this is important because we were able to have stretched timelines where if we didn't have reporting in, it wasn't a big deal, nobody got upset. But now they've kind of come back the other way. They said, here's your deadlines, you have to meet them. And obviously, as this is happening, our workload is increasing again. So these are a 6-month position each. And if it's needed beyond that, they will come back and ask again. But this will get everything turned in for reporting so that we can get reimbursement.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving now to F and P, Resolution 1 by Legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution amending professional services contract, Human Resources Department.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as written in there, it's amending an existing contract to help out retirees obtain some additional coverage of their health.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution FP2 by Legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution adopting amended hazard communication program policy.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, okay, as written, this is the hazard communication program policy.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor, 0 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Any unfinished business? Any miscellaneous business? Looking for the appropriate motion. Motion to adjourn. Stand adjourned.